So today I was walking around, I had to take my car to the garage, and walking back, I managed to find two of these things. One was a bit worse for wear because I got run over, but it's got the charging point in it here, as well as the battery. This is a battery inside. They're everywhere, these things. So I have probably found or been given 50, possibly more, of these batteries that come from vapes that you find on the street, just laying there, disposable vapes. Now, I don't know what to do with these things. I have had lots of thoughts about what is possible with them, and one of the things I considered doing was making some sort of fan or blower with it, sort of a handheld thing, or a light. Now, I did a prototype of a light which works, and this is basically one of the rechargeable ones. I did some LEDs on the top here. These are ultraviolet lights, and I got a little, switch to turn it on and off. So that does work, but I've failed in lots of different ways. So I ordered these, which I had manufactured in China and shipped over. But the problem is, because I'm not very good at my electronics calculations, you actually need 12 volts to run this. So this is no good for the little batteries because they're only 5 or 6 volts. 3.7 volts. So I did it again with these, which are, calculated, but I didn't order them with the LEDs on, and of course I don't have a solder plate, and getting them on is a bit of a nightmare. I do have some LEDs. I ordered the strips for the LEDs, so at some point I'm going to attempt to solder these on with a little soldering iron, but I don't hold out much hope that that's going to work. But let me just quickly run through some of the ideas. The flashlight thing you've seen before. I'll show you what I was trying to do with the blower with the 3D printer. So basically I started out with this, a cap for the end of the device, a charger point, and a switch. Using my 3D printer, I printed out a holder for the motor and some cap to go in. So here you can see that it basically fits the motor tightly and won't let it rotate, which is good. And then you put the cap in, put the holes through, put the wiring in, and then the idea here is you just super glue all this together when it works. So here I'm just soldering up the battery to one of the charging points. This is actually the wrong size battery, so I changed that. And then I assembled it all together with the cap and the motor. And then I just sort of taped it and put the fan inside. This doesn't actually work. The motor needs 5 volts, and I've only got 3.7 volts. So this doesn't work, basically. I tried to double up the batteries and put them in series so that I would have 7.4 volts. But the problem there, again, is these little motors, they only go up to 6 volts. So although it rotated, it burned out the motor. So that's no good. But the idea of this was that I would be able to hand carry it, turn it on, and basically there would be a cap on this as well. But the suction would go down into this blower, which rotates and forces the air out of the hole. And then I would be able to basically clean my keyboard or use it for other sort of cleaning purposes, just to blow air into something, or blow up a mattress or whatever. So in principle it's a good idea. In practice I need different motor if I'm going to use these batteries, I need a motor that will operate at 3.7 volts or at 7 volts, so that I can use two of them. Anyway, it's a good idea, but it failed. If somebody wants to have a go and send me a working copy, that would be great. Otherwise, you know, a lot of the things I've tried to do with these, basically I've failed. I've had some successes. For example, I rewired Christmas ornaments to use rechargeable batteries rather than constantly swapping batteries out. There's some issues with that, mostly around the amount of time between recharges, but otherwise it works. So if anybody has any ideas what you can do with these batteries, let me know, because I've literally boxfuls of these things that I could use for something. One of my plans is to actually get a motor that operates between 6 and 8 volts and try and make a remote controlled car. I have the electronics for the remote. I've got all of the, well, basically everything I need to make an RC car, and I can 3D print the thing. So I'm going to try that, but I really need to make sure that I'm not wasting a lot of money, trial and error. I want to try and calculate things and get it right the first time. But anyway, so I just thought I'd show you some of the failures that I've done, because lots of times on YouTube, all you ever see is people successfully making, you know, a car from scratch or something, but I'm pretty sure that wasn't their first attempt. Anyway, if you like this sort of stuff, subscribe. I've decided I'm going to put, because I do different things, I'm going to put a banner down the side that says whether it's to do with electronics or whether it's language learning or some of the other stuff I'm interested in. I don't want to have different channels for everything, so I'm just going to put down, you know, a label so you can quickly look at it and think, I don't want to watch that, and move on. Alright, thanks for watching. Talk to you later. Bye.